What's going on, family? What's going on? Your welding coach Black is checking in, and today I'm actually going live on TikTok and live on YouTube, HogOn2017. So for those who haven't subscribed yet, make sure you go check out the YouTube channel HogOn2017 and the YouTube channel Your Welding Coach. Today, family, we are going to work with a 7018 3/32 rod. We got this unit set on 95 amps. We're on 95 amps. We're using 3/32 rods, and we got a practice coupon here about 1 inch thick. This is considered to be an unlimited thickness. Normally, if you do this here, you're gonna be right into the bag. There's a company here in Little Rock who hires their iron worker welders. They start them out at $26 an hour if they can go uphill and overhead with a 7018 rod all the way out, 1 inch coupon. So if you can do that, they start them out at 26. Now, when it comes to construction and bridge construction, they go uphill and flat. They do uphill and flat tests. It all depends on what they're doing. Now, if you're doing tanks and stuff, normally they probably do a horizontal and an uphill. You know, it all depends on what they're doing. That's how they end up picking on what to certify you under. Salute, thanks for checking in. Want to make sure I agree to everybody. What up, fam? What up, fam? Thanks for checking in, YouTube. Thanks for checking in, TikTok. So today, we're gonna do a little burning, and I just wanted to give a few tips on this stick welding, AWS, shield and metal arc welding. And 3 tips, fam, I can give you that is going to help you out so much. Your gap, your angle, your travel. Those 3 things you can't control, fam. You can't control. Hey, stay on it, family. Stay on it. So the main thing is you don't want to start off with too many amps, especially if you're going uphill. You want to have a bare minimum, because if you put too many amps on there, it's gonna start acting funny, trying to drop out on you, all type of weird stuff. Now, I will say this. Normally when you're welding with the rods, and for those who've been welding for a minute, you just started, by the time it get right up in here, it start doing something funny, like it'll burn weird or faster than when it did when it was here. So normally when you're about here, it'll start burning funny. You're trying to hurry up, but don't rush it. Just push it in there and make it work, but you can't go faster because it's not going to sit in real good. So just keep that in mind, fam. Don't rush it. Take your time. Don't start with too much heat. Watch your angle. The angle is a little forgiving on the stick. It is a little forgiving, so you don't have to be too much worried about it. But I shoot for 90 with a slight, with a slight degree on it. I say about 10 degrees. I try to shoot it like this. That way I can have more of a, hold up for a second. I got this cord wrapped around where this deal is, and it might cause a problem, so I'm gonna push it out the way, make sure I don't knock it over. But I want y'all to see me well when I dive into this. So let's dive into this, fam. So my goal is, I already got 1 pass in here. I'm gonna try to zoom in and bring it in on both cameras so y'all can see. Y'all can see after I get done. But I'm gonna tie this one right here, right beside this previous weld that's in here. So we're gonna go on and get some smoke jumping, fam. And always get comfortable. Get comfortable, get comfortable, get comfortable. My bad. My bad. It ain't gonna strike with no ground on it. Without the ground on it. I had everything set up here, but that. I actually had a dentist appointment today, so I had to leave. Half of my mouth is still numb, fam, but we gonna dive into this anyway. You want to keep a real tight arch. You literally want to kiss the metal. You literally want to kiss it. The tighter, the better. Keep you from getting any holes. Barely made it to the top. I had to slow down a little bit to make sure I was filling it in. So normally I would always say, when you're welding, allow the redness to cool out of your slag before you start knocking it out the way, because if you do it prematurely, you can cause some pinholes and some porosity to come inside of your weld. Yes, this is with a backing strip. This one that I'm doing right now, this is just a practice tree pond, 1 inch, and it is with a backing strip with a 1/4 inch opening. Now, a lot of these tests that you take, yes, I am going to show y'all close up. A lot of these tests that you take, you literally going to have to prepare for your next weld when you're stacking them. But a lot of them is not going to allow you to use power tools. Some of them will, but a lot of them only going to allow you to use just your chipping hammer and a scraper. Where you can get beside the welds if you got some trash. So get you one of these scrapers, because this is probably all you're gonna be able to use. Your rods, your hood, and your skill set. No grinders, fam, no grinders. I would say welding is both. I would say welding is a mental and a physical job. It's mental and physical. Can you see that? Hopefully y'all can see that pretty good. And this is, like I said, you want to tie in, this is want to tie it in. This next, you want to start here and go there. And that's pretty clean, fam, without us having to use any power tools. No power tools, just straight work ethic, fam. Want you to see it. Like I said, I'm going live on YouTube and on TikTok, fam. So I want all my family to see what we're doing today. And like I say, that right there is and these are filler passes. We have already did the root and things on this particular joint that I'm doing right now. I already did the root and the hot. Yeah, so we're gonna keep diving into it, fam. And like I say, fam, you always want to prepare for your next weld. Take your time. I would say once you get a setting, just set it at that setting and just stay at it, because the plate is steady getting hot. So you don't want to, you know, me personally, I don't like to add extra heat to cause any problems. So once you get your settings, I would say stick to your settings and start tying in to your next bead. And remember, tie in to the toe of your previous well, always, always. So that way to keep you from any problems or have any gaps in it, keep it tight, fam. Keep it tight. Burnt pretty good, fam. And you see how red it gets? Right at that end, you kind of got to push it. It tend to start burning faster. Yeah, it's crisp right now. The machine most definitely, it's burning good. Vertical is harder than horizontal in my personal opinion, I would say. I'm using a 3/32. Yes, I'm running 90 amps with this. Now every machine is different. So just because you got it set on 90 amps on your machine, it doesn't mean that it's running 90 amps. So the amp might be up on the machine. So go down 5 at a time, 5 at a time. So if it seems hot at 90, go down to 85. I got this one set on 90. It's burning pretty good. Oh, yeah. And like they say, they do have an allowance on, you know, when they doing these, because they know you ain't using no power tools, but I literally think you're going to be okay. There go that one. Like I said, you just want to take your time, tie it in, because you got a lot of beads to put in on the street pond. So you want to make sure you prepare for the next one. Make sure you prepare for the next one. Good advice, fam. Check it out. Actually, hold up. My bad, y'all. I'm gonna have to come back, let y'all see a better light on it. And the more you do it, the better you're gonna get, fam. But you gotta prepare for your next well. Always prepare for your next well, fam. Yeah, most people say vertical between vertical and overhead. Yeah, keep it tight, fam. $70.18. Just stay at it, fam. Start practicing now while you can. If you're young and you can get it in high school, learn all you can. Okay. For those who do want to send me photos, you can hit me up on Instagram. It's Your Welding Coach on Instagram, and it's HogOn2017 on Instagram. Y'all can hit me up on either one of those and I get the message. If I'm a little late, I'll hit you back. Okay, you're doing some little sticks on pipe, okay. Fam, I'm giving it now. You got to keep it tight. Make sure you ain't got too many amperage in your angle. You don't want an extreme angle. Like you don't want it up like this. You're shooting up like this. You don't want no extreme angle. I don't even like it sitting in there like that. You don't want no extreme. Normally I try to shoot like this and I have a slight push, just a slight. But I shoot it like in for a 90 and I have a slight tilt. And normally, fam, this is 6 inches. You should be able to, as long as you don't have any issues, you should be able to start and finish on your backing strip. You should be able to start and finish on it. Watch the puddle, what bro said. Watch the puddle, fam. Watch the puddle. Let me check in with my YouTube family. What's going on, fam? Yeah, welding most definitely do, fam. Welding do put food on the table. Most definitely. Salute, salute. Thanks for the love, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for checking in with me this evening. So we're gonna knock this one down. Like I say, fam, it's just a repetitious. It's just repetitious. But you always want to take your time, and you always want to prepare for your next weld, fam. Stop. If you start burning holes, stop. Stop. Stop welding. I would just say just a certification. You ain't got to go to welding for no 2 years. To me, I think that's overkill, fam. Unless you're trying to be an engineer or something, I think 2 years is overkill. Real talk, especially if you're trying to get some money, because you're going to end up losing money. You can dive straight into the workforce. If you're not trying to be an engineer, then I think I wouldn't even do that, fam. You might need to cut your amps up a little bit if your rod is getting stuck, and strike it like a match. If you hit a match like this, it ain't gonna strike. You got to flick it a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Salute, salute. Union is good money for those who that got it in their area. If that's what you want to do, ain't nothing wrong with it. A welding engineer. Yeah, it's worth the pay. Are you asking them for real question? Yes, you got basic welding, and then you got welding engineering, and then you got, I think it's one more. But engineering, and then I think it's one that's a little longer, like 4 years, 5 years. Yeah, salute to it. Just from heat. It turns blue from the heat, fam. Depends on how much heat you got in the well, and it's stainless. But steel can turn blue too. But it looks different than stainless do. Stainless looks a lot more cooler than steel do. Let me check my brother out over here real quick. Yep. When you working in the field, he said he used to warm his rods up with a torch. You gotta heat them up. That good having a rod oven. That's another thing too, fam. If you got some rods and those rods has been laying in the elements, you're gonna have a difficult time producing a nice well. You're gonna have a difficult time producing a nice well if that rod has been out in the elements. It's gonna stick, it's gonna do some funny stuff. And you gonna know it too. You're gonna know, you're like, man, what is going on with this rod? So that one turned out good. Now I got enough room for my third. Every time you go across, you should have one more bead, or maybe it might be the same, depends on how wide you go, but normally as you get wider, you should have an extra slot. Yes, stick welding, yes sir. SMAW stands for stick welding. A lot of jobs test you from, you got x-ray tests, you got bend tests, and then you got visual tests where they just have you do a T-joint or something, and depends on what type of welding shop it is. If they doing ornamental stuff or just fabrication, they might just have you do some visual testing to see how good your welds are. Just remember the basics, fam. Remember your basics. Don't switch it up. I had a student today was testing, and we got into it. We was practicing, and we got into the test, and I was telling them how you want to do the same thing you was doing when you was practicing. Like he was running killer beads, like killer. And soon we jumped in the test, fam. It looked like it was a whole new person. I said, hey man, what's your middle name? He told me a different name. I said, I guess he did this, didn't he? Because I know you didn't do this. I was messing with him, but fam, don't get the anxiety of a test. Now, do keep this in mind. If you're running a straight bead on the plate and you're running it good, and now you got a groove, remember that weld is sucking into the walls too. So you might, like if you was going so many seconds, say if you was going 3 seconds, you know, on your speed here, but when you get ready to do this, you might have to slow down to 5. You might have to go a little bit slower because you got sidewalls now. You want to make sure everything is spreading. You always want to make sure it's spread. So you want to watch your puddle, and then you want to pay attention to how the weld is spreading. No, I'm actually right-handed, but I do both, fam. I have been in situations where sometimes I weld like I'm left-handed, but I'm actually right-handed. Remember, keep a tight arc. You staying on the toe of your previous weld. You on the toe of your previous weld. Just walking apart. Just making sure you can see everything. See it tying in good. See it spreading. In some spots you might see where it's a little different, you got to slow down. And make sure it's set it up. See, that one I got a little shorter, because I had a little spot. I wanted to make sure I slow down. Because you got to prepare for your next weld, fam. No, I'm just dragging it, fam. I'm using the miller over here right now. Well, you can do it with a spool gun. You can do it with rod, or you can do it with TIG. It depends on how thick the aluminum is. It all depends on how thick it is. All right, let me show you what machine I'm using. I'm gonna let y'all see what I'm running. I got a Miller-Matic 255 multi-processing unit. Great unit. I like the unit. I think it's a great unit. We can do all processes with this, and all I have to do is just change the wire and the gas. Now, I change it on 100% argon when I'm TIGging, or if I'm doing spray. If I'm doing spray MIG. Let y'all see this unit. And I also wanted to show you something real quick on the career. Someone said something that you like to back it up here. You know what? I don't have it up on I wanted to show y'all something I think I moved it, and I did. I had this deal in here on the careers, and I think I moved it to a different area, but here we go. Check this out. So who was I talking to about the 2-year pilot? Okay, check this out. This is how you can start. This is like your roots. Bam. You can see just private service, just learning from high school, 2 years to a 4 year to a graduate and a PhD in welding. Now, this is going to be a little bit more. I think this is going to be like 6 to 8 years, 6 years, 5 years, a little bit more. But this is like I said, this is more extended. But it all depends on what you're doing with building, machine learning. You know what I'm saying? Like engineering is going to be more in depth when it comes. So, but it's doing an associates, no. If I was going, before I do this, I go straight to this in my personal opinion, because you can get this from this. You know, high school, it ain't gonna give you the full deal, but other courses, you got good courses, but you can't get private programs. But before I take a 2 year, I go and just jump in there and and get my bachelor's degree in engineering, if I had to pick between the two. And this is your scraper, man. This is something you're gonna use a lot. Get y'all one of these, man. Because you might have to use it just to go down the side. But you gotta remember, if this is a D1.1, D1.5 test, no grinder. Now it's a D1.1, you can use the grinder. And if you can use the grinder, use the grinder. Like I tell people, if you can use it, use it. If something jump in your way or you wanna make sure you're good, you can. Okay. Yeah. I go back to that poster here in a second too. Make sure you get it. I go back to it here in a second too. So let y'all see this. Salute. The main thing is your angle, fam. Your angle and your travel speed. That right there is pretty easy. You don't even have to manipulate it. Sometimes I see people who do this here with it just to get some ripples, but you can just push that spray. Let y'all see this. Let's say you got a tie, you see how it's cutting. 1, 2, 3. Literally cut them in half. And that's what you want to be able to see. You want to be able to see it, and you want to be able to prepare. And family, stick welding is an art. You know, a lot of people, when it comes to stick welding, you know, I know some old timers who would tell you, you ain't no welder if you can't stick weld. Frankly, I don't feel that way, fam. I feel like if you can weld, whatever welding process you're doing, if you're good at it, you're a good welder. That's the way I look at it. Somebody just said I got some undercut. Ain't no undercut in there. You don't even know. You know what? Just because it ain't no undercut in there and let me know you don't know what you're talking about, I'm blocking your ass. I'm telling you, fam. I'm telling you. One thing that you don't do, if you want some good advice, if you want someone to help you, don't come into the chat or come into the person that you're trying to get to help you acting like you know everything. Don't just throw things around because you heard the terms. If you don't know what it means, it's going to make you look stupid. And just like going to a job, telling them you can weld something and you know you can't do it. Don't put yourself in no situation like that. And if you want someone to really help you, come to them humble, fam. Pay homage. And that way the old schools and those who got the game can give you the game. But if you come with your chest out and you act like you the big chicken, he gonna let your ass go in there and suffer. Bye. Well, figure it out then. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna want to give you advice if you think you know everything. All you have to do is to stop it, watch your heat settings, and slow down, fam. Your travel speed is going to help you do all of that. Your travel speed. What you said, fam, sometimes you just got to listen, fam, get the game. But don't come into the chat acting like you know, because this brother, whoever that was, and I have a lot of time, people just dive into that just because they heard terms and, oh, that look like so-and-so. That ain't even what that is. So at least come into the situation, if you're gonna say what something is, at least know what it is for real. And then I say, hey, you're right, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not, you know, what is undercut? Undercut, great, since we on this discussion. Undercut is when you're welding and the metal tends to trim out on the sides. If you go too fast while you cutting the metal, you will actually leave those ripples on the side because they'll fill up if you slow down. If you go too fast, it'll cut the sides of the weld. Now, that can make the weld weak. Not just the weld itself, but the material. Because you cut it into the material and it's not full. So you can have a nice weld in, but with extreme undercut on the side, and that makes the plate weak. And actually, I need to go, I really don't have none on here, but I want to, that example that my guy had, really, I'm gonna have to find, hold up for a second. I'm gonna go get something. I'm gonna find some undercut. I might have to look a little bit because I got these plates over here. And this really ain't no good example, but it is. I wish I find one with more extreme. So on here, this is like a T-joint someone was doing. I think this was probably out of my first class. This is an old piece. And on the side here, right over here, when he's putting this weld in, he cut it over here. He got some cut over here. Now, and over this side. But you can barely see it, but he cut it in here. He put a good bead, but it's cut there. He got a good bead in it, but he cut it real good there. Now, on this side, he did pretty good. It's pretty flat, you know, on the beads. It's pretty flat down the side. So it actually filled in. But pretty much undercut is cutting the metal, the existing metal on the sides of the weld. For my root pads, I use zigzags, real tight zigzags. Real tight zigzags, that's what I do. Side to side zigzags. Yes, it is. Great. Salute, salute. Thank you for saying that. Don't even worry about undercuts and grooves like this because you filling it up anyway. So if you get a little bit, it's okay. The main thing is you want to make sure you ain't trapping no slag and you can get the slag out and keep it clean and you can get it better as you go because you're filling up passes. So don't even be concerned too much about the undercut getting started if the machine was off a little bit, as long as you can eliminate it as you coming out. And you don't want to trap no slag. So that's one of the main things for sure. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. Make sure you see this one. There's no undercut in that, fam. If it was, though, I'll show it to you. But nah, it did pretty good. And see, another thing, I'm used to preparing for myself too. So you always got to prepare. Always prepare, fam, for your next weld. I've been welding now 22 years, knocking on 23 years. Say what? Okay, if you're using it all depends on what position. If you're going flat, you can actually add more amps to the rod. Flat and overhead, actually. But if you're going uphill, you don't want the same amps, fam. You don't want the same amps. 3G, yeah, you don't want the same amps. Salute, salute. Salute, salute. Thanks for checking in, fam. Thanks for checking in. Yo, what up, fam? Okay, you're gonna be a fitter helper, and you can learn how to weld too while you're helping. So the main thing, fam, you wanna do when y'all doing this, fam, is to take your time. Like I say, today, I actually just wanted to go live briefly and give y'all a couple tips and make sure I come and check in with the fam. Yeah, I've been running beads already. I'm running a 1-inch plate. Yes, I do it all, fam. But here at the school, we only teach structural welding, so we don't teach open root. But I can do it. But we don't teach open root. We just teach structural welding. We teach backing strips. We teach T-joints, lap joints, edge joints, corner joints, stuff like that. Giving them the concept of it. But I'm gonna go and burn one though. I burned another. I brought a couple extra rods. Actually, my time looks okay right now. I had a couple things going today. Like I said, I had to go to the dentist. Class this morning. It's been a day, fam. I'm working on relocating and moving. So I got a lot on my plate right now. But let's dive back into this. Okay, you got it? Yes, it is a bevel. I don't know the full degree on this because it was pre-cut, so I don't really know what the degree was on it. But I can look it up for next time and tell you though, I don't really know what the degree was on it. The main thing, fam, with the overhead, with the flux core, is all about how you holding it and making sure you can see. I have a couple series in my archive, so for those who want to invest in the series, they're only $4.99. And I got a couple in my archives, and I believe they're over 3 hours worth of content. A lot of stuff you can get out of that, fam. Overhead, what are you doing? You doing stick when you're doing it, or is it a wire, or what? Flux, what? It depends on what you're welding. Stick welding, I say between a 10 and 11. And it's all about your angle and your position. Let's dive into this one. We're gonna burn one more before I call it. Yeah, that wasn't bad at all, fam. I got my thoughts going. Woo. Wasn't bad at all. Now we're going right beside that one. And so you're always prepared for your next one. And practice makes perfect, fam. Practice makes perfect. The goal of doing these exercises, fam, is the more you do them, the better you're gonna get with your procedure. What's going on? How can I help you? Stacking dimes, salute, salute. I'm using a Miller-Matic 255. It's an excellent multi-processor unit. Yes. Yes, I do. Miller-Matic 255. Yes, I am actually 3G certified, and I got my certs over there on the desk because I actually had to call AWS today because they forgot to resend me my cert and they remailed it back out to me. So I'm actually D1.1 certified for bridges, and I'm also pipe certified in the 6G half-inch pipe. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. I used to try to have certain certs in my pocket, but when you're working for companies, they're gonna always have you retest all the time. I do a lot of field welding, so the only one that I have kept in my pocket has been my stick certs and flux core. Them two that I had kept, like my flux core uphill and overhead, and my stick cert 6G. I keep those up. Those are the ones that I keep in my pocket because I normally I can always get a bag with them. You know what I mean? So if I got that in my pocket, I can always jump on a bridge with my D1.1 vertical 1-inch unlimited plate, and then I have the 3G stick. I mean the 6G stick for pipe, and then I have the flux core uphill and overhead for construction and stuff like that. Yes, yes, always, fam. Okay, okay. I got a friend that do HVAC work. Salute, salute, thanks for checking in, fam. Salute, salute, appreciate it, fam. Like I say, the goal is is to, you know, give a little aid and assistance. We're gonna burn one more before I sum it up. Nah, you don't see a lot of us in the field, family. You don't see a lot of us doing it, or teaching a person how to win. So that's why I had stated a while back that I wanted to be the face or of the numbers rising in the welding community. Like, I really wanted to be the face to motivate people to dive into the course, not only my people, but anyone, but especially people that look like me, because the numbers last time I checked, they're up a little bit. It went to 9.8% this year, and about 5 years ago we was in the 7s. You know, so the numbers are rising, but more of us need to dive into the trade. But I think we literally have to see more of us doing it to influence us to dive into it. Salute, salute. Hey, I'm finna do some tips right now, fam. Keep it tight, watch your travel speed and your angle. I done picked it up and threw it away. Ooh, that turned in good. And y'all see, I ain't using no power tools. Little raw brush, get the heat set good. That way you can do it like that. And it's sitting in there. So fam, the more you practice on it, the better you gonna get, fam. I promise you. The more you practice, the better you gonna get. And the purpose of this exercise is to just give a student or whoever is working on it a couple tips, or, you know, be able to enter a dialogue with you. Hopefully some of these things can help you out any way possible. You love it all. Salute, salute. Okay, you see me? Okay. Well, fam, I gotta get ready to let y'all ride. You can't see it? Let me get back in on it. Can you see it? And we just been running stringer beads, family, with the 70-18, 330-second rods. That's what we doing today. And tomorrow we might come back with a different one. We got some ways to go to fill this up, so we're gonna actually fill this whole coupon up and give tips as we go. Just remember your contact with that MIG. You want to at least keep a 3/8 stick out. Tomorrow I'll be checking back in. I got a class in the morning. Tomorrow evening I actually got some things going. Normally I try to do about 4 o'clock in the evening, but tomorrow I'm gonna do a AM class. So I'm gonna say it's gonna probably be about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And we might have another evening class at 4 But if I don't show up at 4, y'all most definitely will see me around 9:30, 10 o'clock. But I think I got some things I gotta do, so I gotta go out of town. But let me let y'all go, fam. Y'all be blessed. Continue to prosper. I appreciate everybody for going live with me on YouTube, live with me on TikTok. Make sure y'all subscribe to Your Welding Coach on YouTube and HogOn University on YouTube. And for those who want to send me photos, it's HogOn University and Your Welding Coach on Instagram. So y'all be blessed. Continues to prosper, fam. I'm out this thing, man. Y'all be good. HogOn, fam. I'm out.